Do you know what kind of a sleeper you are? Let's look at two different sleep patterns in today's video: the early sleeper and the night owl. The early sleeper hits the bed shortly after sunset, and they can easily find comfort and rest in the early hours of the evening. This kind of sleeper also wakes up refreshed with the sunrise and is ready to tackle the day ahead. On the other side, the night owl kind of sleeper doesn't feel the urge to hit the bed until much later. They may struggle to fall asleep early in the evening, but find their energy surging as the night progresses. They're often wide awake well past midnight until they can finally drift off to sleep in the early hours of the morning. From this scenario, we hope to assist you in achieving better sleep, and our aim is that by the end of this video, you'll be able to find a restful night's sleep. For many of us, the scenario described above is all too familiar, and it's easy to see ourselves in it. But how many of us truly identify as night owls or early birds? Are our sleep patterns predetermined from birth, or can we actively change them? It begs the question, can we even neatly categorize ourselves into these two groups? Understanding our natural sleep tendencies is important for optimizing our sleep quality and overall well-being. And there is actually a science behind sleep preferences to improve our sleep habits. To answer the question we have earlier, which is also the reality, many of us don't neatly fit into the categories of extreme night owl or early bird. Instead, we may find ourselves somewhere in between the two. Our sleep habits are largely influenced by our circadian system, which is regulated by a pair of nerve cell clusters situated in the anterior hypothalamus. These clusters help dictate our sleep-wake cycles and play a significant role in determining whether we naturally tend towards being more active in the morning or evening. To understand what we're talking about better, let's define what circadian rhythms are first by looking into their origin. Circadian rhythms refer to biological processes that follow a roughly 24-hour cycle that regulate various physiological functions such as sleep-wake patterns, hormone release, body temperature, and metabolism. This term originates from the Latin words circa, meaning around, and diem, meaning day, indicating that these rhythms occur approximately once every 24 hours. Dr. Michael Rosbash, along with Jeffrey C. Hall and Michael W. Young, explained the molecular mechanisms of circadian rhythms, which earned them the 2017 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. Their groundbreaking research launched the genetic basis of circadian rhythms, showing how organisms synchronize their internal clocks with the external environment. Understanding the intricacies of our circadian rhythms can explain why we might feel more alert at certain times of day and how we can better align our sleep patterns with our natural biological rhythms for improved overall well-being. Going back to the circadian system, which is anchored by a pair of nerve cell clusters, these cells respond to light exposure coming in through our eyes to track the day-night cycle that dictates your body's internal clock, or circadian rhythm. That steady rhythm helps determine the body's flow of hormones, with the broader circadian system acting like a conductor that keeps your organs functioning in time with one another. For instance, if you typically go to bed at 10 p.m. every night, your circadian system will begin releasing sleep-inducing melatonin approximately 2 hours beforehand, signaling to your body that it's time to wind down. This process demonstrates how our sleep habits influence our circadian rhythm. Now, the important question is, can we alter this rhythm by adhering to a consistent schedule? To some extent, yes. However, it's important to recognize that everyone's body operates differently. Even if two individuals follow the same sleep schedule, they may experience different outcomes due to the unique hormonal nuances of their circadian systems. Consider the hormone cortisol. While some people who wake up bright and early often experience a rush of cortisol just before getting out of bed, night owls might notice their cortisol levels peak roughly 30 minutes after rising. These hormonal differences can significantly impact how we experience our daily sleep-wake cycle, and although these patterns might shift as we age, it's unlikely that our body's inherent preference for a particular sleep schedule will change drastically. However, we do have the power to influence our circadian rhythm through our daily habits and routines, whether positively or negatively. One thing we can do is maintain consistent sleeping hours in order to help our body accurately anticipate when to release hormones, facilitating adherence to our chosen sleep schedule. At the same time, there are studies conducted on sleep-deprived college students that reveal that irregular sleeping patterns can disrupt the entire circadian system. These findings show the importance of prioritizing a regular sleep routine to support overall well-being and ensure optimal functioning of our body's internal clock. Compromised circadian rhythms can also lead to inefficiencies in coordinating organ functioning and may pose health risks to us, such as metabolic disorders and weakened immune systems. However, just as important as maintaining good sleep hygiene is practicing proper light hygiene as well. Achieving enough contrast between bright daylight and dimmer nighttime light is vital for synchronizing our circadian rhythm, and nothing achieves this contrast better than exposure to natural sunlight. Even on cloudy days, sunlight remains significantly brighter than typical indoor lighting. Therefore, adding exposure to natural light into our daily routine can play a huge role in regulating our body's internal clock and promoting overall health and well-being. So, if we're usually awake during the day, we have to make an effort to spend time outdoors as soon as possible to help signal to our body that it's time to be active and alert. Attempting to follow a sleep schedule that contradicts our body's natural inclinations can be a bit challenging. Even if we manage to maintain it for an extended period, just one night of poor sleep can disrupt our circadian system and reset it to its baseline state. This highlights the importance of respecting our body's internal clock and making sure to align our sleep schedule with its preferences to promote better overall sleep quality and well-being. Now, regardless of whether we identify as an early bird, night owl, or fall somewhere in between, we must recognize that there's no inherently right or wrong time to wake up or go to sleep as long as you maintain consistency. What truly matters is ensuring we get adequate rest to tackle the day ahead effectively. By prioritizing a consistent sleep schedule that aligns with our individual preferences and lifestyle, we can create quality sleep and healthy overall well-being, regardless of whether we prefer to rise with the sun or burn the midnight oil. Ultimately, promise to listen to your body's signals and meet its sleep needs for you to have optimal health and functioning. So, are you prepared to take on this challenge? If you're up for it, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found value in today's video, don't forget to support the channel by clicking on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always notified when we have a new upload. Until next time.